Iran is holding mass state funerals for what it calls the martyrs of its 12-day war with Israel and the United States. Those being honored include dozens of top military commanders, nuclear scientists, and their family members. The coffins of around 60 people are being carried through the streets of the capital, Tehran. They are among the more than 600 people who Iran's health ministry says were killed in the war. Israeli airstrikes hit military targets, state media buildings, and residential areas, while U.S. bombers struck Iran's nuclear facilities. In response, Iranian strikes on Israel killed 28 people, all of them civilians. Iran's supreme leader has claimed the outcome as a victory. Now, Rene Wildangel is a historian and Middle East expert and joins us from Berlin. Hello, Rene. Iran is having these state funerals for its top commanders and scientists that were killed in the war with Israel. Why is it so important for the Mullah regime to hold this ceremony, especially now?
Well, good morning to you. Yes, as we heard, we talk about 60 people that have been killed from the military elite as well as nuclear scientists. And I think this is a very important day for the regime after being attacked for 12 days by Israel to show that they get support from the population. At the same time, I have to say that some of those top military commanders, we're talking mostly about some figures from the Revolutionary Guard, such as Mohammad Bagheri or Hossein Salami, they were not particularly loved figures in the population, or they were even hated, because they are symbols for Iran's wars outside of the country, and they're also symbols for repression within. In 2020, we saw the funeral of Qasem Soleimani, who was killed. He was the top ICRG Revolutionary Guard commander killed by Donald Trump, and the outcome was huge, and that was because he was a very charismatic figure. We might see a huge turnout today, but I think it's more a genuine wish by Iranians to express their solidarity after the war, and also for the 600 people that were killed, among them many civilians, but not so much a desire to support this regime.
Right, right. So Israel and the U.S. claim they have weakened Iran substantially with these attacks. You're the expert. How weakened is Iran?
Well, it depends on what area we talk about. I think they have certainly weakened Iran's military capabilities. If we, for example, talk about the ballistic missile program, we have seen that they were not able to defend against air attacks, for example, in the course of the 12-day war. We also know that nuclear sites have been damaged, but there's a big debate now about how much they were damaged. And as we know, President Trump had claimed that the nuclear program was obliterated, while now we have heard the first assessment that said, no, it's only damaged. So yes, Iran is weakened, also the regime is weakened, but that might be a very dangerous moment, because we also heard that the parliament said, after this war, we're not ready to cooperate in the nuclear area. We might move out of the NPT, the Non-Proliferation Treaty, and we might even leave the International Atomic Energy Agency. Right. And that could be catastrophic, because it means Iran will pursue a nuclear weapon in the future.
Right. Quick one on this, 20 seconds. How much support would you say the regime and supreme leader still have inside Iran?
Well, I think the support is not as it used to be, but we also see that the regime answers not only with state funerals, but with repression. We have seen already hundreds of people detained, and we have seen executions. So again, they're weakened, but that makes this regime, I think, especially dangerous also when we talk about the domestic situation.
Right. Historian and Middle East expert Rene Wildangel, thank you.
Thank you.